Yeah, drink the tea. Drink the tea. Then after that, you want to make mandala offering, then do that. Then after that, maybe you can sit down a little bit. Maybe I can talk 5 minutes or so at time. Then they have to start. We cannot waste too much time. Hurry up, drink the tea. Our body, condition of the body is amazing. Skandha form, Dharma terminology this is what you call skandha form, Based, because you skandha form, then there's feeling, perception, conception, perception, feeling, good, bad, neutral feeling, whatever, And this is all based on our own graspings, attachment and aversion and so on, And then based on that, you develop conception. And then next one is called formation. Then karma is formed. See? Yeah. Then you have so-called conscious mind after that. And that's the ordinary experience. See? And then the body, you see a little bit of lack of, how do you say, dehydrated, how thirsty you feel. A little bit hot, too hot, a little bit cold, too cold. How so easily disturbed and so on, you see. And then this is the situation where how you will be experiencing same thing in a unfortunate form, like animal around form, going around not knowing, same. Then hungry goes around, same thing. You have same 5 skandha body. It's just very unfortunate. And then hell being, same thing, 5 skandha body. Pain and suffering is suffered on that, even though it's illusory body, I mean, ultimately illusion, not that when you're experiencing, you can't tell the difference, and suffering like that. Body is basis of that. And Lord Buddha explained law of karma, causality, all this thing. And then, if you screw it up, you suffer the consequences, not somebody else. And not only that, that consequences will ripen into your own 5 skandha bodies. This he specifically said. He gave his example, Devadatta. Buddha had a very evil cousin, some very powerful karma. Very interesting. It's some kind of karma, good and evil. Evil will not exist without good. Good cannot exist without evil type of thing. Almost like that. Must be something like that. Because Devadatta was there, Buddha's cousin. And Devadatta was always doing all kinds of terrible things to create obstacle Buddha's enlightened activity and so on. He did all possible thing that, terrible thing humans could do. Then Buddha used Devadatta as an example at times to teach people. So, Devadatta karma will not ripen onto rock, tree, mountain, or anything else. Karma will ripen to Devadatta's consciousness that's possessed and obsessed with the 5 skandha body. It will ripen on that 5 skandha body primarily with the form, skandha forms. That's what it will ripen. You see, a little bit of thirst, how hard it is in the skandha body, see? Like that, huh? So little bit of heat, the skandha body feels and then irritates, A little bit of cold, same thing, something like that, This teaches us how we have to be, how so careful with karma, moral and ethical principles, disciplines. Huh? You cannot violate that law, even at the cost of your own life. You screw up your future completely, Yeah. Precious Dharma. Precious Dharma is really worth sacrificing everything, huh? Because through precious Dharma, you will gain what you ultimately wish and desire. This is the real wish-fulfilling gem, And the enlightened lineage and Buddhas are so precious, and enlightened gurus are rare jewel. That you have a saying in English, rare jewel. It really is. This is how I feel and see and I understand, like my enlightened guru, the fact that I met incredibly rare jewel, opportunity like that, source of all goodness. Jamgon Kontu the Great, one of the Mahamudra songs that he sang, and he talk about lineage. He's basically singing song, Mahamudra song, for the purpose of Karma Kagyu lineage prayer, And then he start by saying a Tilopa story, Tilopa. And Tilopa's the one who, how do you say, how should I say that? He's the one who revealed, yeah, that's the word I think, revealed precious jewels. This is where jewel, rare jewel, English saying, oh, so and so is rare jewel. And Tilopa revealed three precious jewels. This is talking about three specific teachings and lineages and things like that. Yeah. And then after that mountain stream started and the spring flowed down and everybody benefited from it. So really like that precious, precious teaching. First time I heard this rare jewel thing is from Osho, the expression. There must be other places, but I heard this first expression, rare jewel, from Osho. And you know what? Who he was referring to? Bodhidharma. You see, it's like, oh, Bodhidharma is a rare jewel, he said. This guy is very brilliant. I knew that word was very special then. I never heard that expression in English, and I didn't grow up speaking English, so I don't. So I'm like, oh, that must be very, very special way of referring to a very, very special being. So he was a rare being, Bodhidharma. Guess what? Buddhist master, Buddhist Mahasiddha. See? Yeah. See, this is the thing about Osho, I'm telling you, that he knew Buddha Dharma was so special. Buddhist Mahasiddhas, Buddhist mystics, he called it, so special. He had quoted many Buddhist mystics. Oh, he was very special. He was a Buddhist mystic. He used words like that. And he knew Buddha. But then, Osho is still in his ego trip. You see, he still has his own little agenda, his own thing. And he wouldn't cop to that he truly, how do you say, surrender to Buddhas and bodhisattva, so to speak. He still plays game. This is where his ego trip takes over and his dishonesty comes in, I think this is what, the point that I made is that, he was missing an enlightened guru. Maybe he had some karma of Bodhidharma. Maybe he really likes Bodhidharma very much, praises. You remember I told you, he even mentioned one time that's, Bodhidharma, I'm in love with Bodhidharma. He even used a word like that. See, it's very deep, some very deep and profound feeling. There must something there, but then, like that. Yeah, rare jewel. My guru was one of the rare jewel. I cannot say he was the rarest jewel in 20th century, but he definitely was one of the rarest jewel in 20th century. Amazing, amazing being. Very difficult circumstance, time. Still courageously, trying to spread Dharma. So amazing. So much courage, so much compassion. Yeah. Okay, probably you guys do mandala offering. Yeah, because not much time.